Welcome back to The Pulse, your weekly guide to global health. In the mountain streams of northern Vietnam, crabs are considered a local delicacy. They're delicious, but they're also deadly because they harbor parasites called trematodes, which damage the lungs, the liver, and the brain. Around the world, about 40 million people catch trematodes through their food. Infections can be prevented and treated, but it's hard work. The Pulse went to Vietnam to see this battle at first hand.
Dien Bai province in northwest Vietnam. This mountainous region is only 150 kilometers from the Chinese border, and it's home to the Dao tribe. At a local community health centre lies a victim of this life-threatening illness. Bin has been suffering breathlessness, exhaustion, and he's been coughing up blood. He's battling a disease called paragonimiasis.
This patient was suffered from paragonimiasis, and the symptoms were cough, because the parasite lives in the lung.
He's 16 years old, yet he has the body of a child. Doctors say the illness has stunted his growth.
He would be much taller and much bigger if he wasn't suffers from paragonimiasis. This disease is very serious and people can die with it.
Doctors take a sample of Bin's sputum. This will be screened by microscope to look for telltale eggs from the dangerous paragonimous parasite. Paragonimiasis is the illness caused by this parasitic flatworm or fluke, which can live in the human lungs for up to 20 years. It can be a long, slow death.
Paragonimiasis in Vietnam was recognized a long time ago, since more than 50 years ago. But recently, it became a big problem, particularly in the mountain area of Vietnam. I think it's a challenge for us to control.
Paragonimiasis has claimed many lives across Vietnam, and particularly in this remote Dao community. Now home from the health centre, Bin is working the buffalo. His family are worried about him.
We are very worried about his illness. I've cried all day and all night. I've tried to see doctors to find a way to treat him. We are very poor and we have sold all of our furniture and some wood to get him treated.
Bin is their eldest son. His health is a real worry for their future.
This is a special crab named mountain shrimp crab. That's carry a very young parasite inside, and thus can transmit the paragonimiasis to the human who eat it. We have carried out a survey about prevalence of parasite inside this crab. Up to 90% of crab carry a parasite inside.
As a welcome break from work in the paddy fields, the children go hunting for the mountain stream crab. It's a vital source of protein for growing bodies that too often go short of meat and fish. It's delicious cooked on an open fire. But the children don't know that this is a meal that could kill them.
It's dangerous because almost children eating the infected crab, they will get a disease and they will very severe disease. Outside it looks very, very delicious. It's very good, but you see that inside this meat is not well cooked. Many parasites still alive. Yes, in the very deep muscular, you can see. Yes, so parasites still alive in this area, in very deep.
The crab is just a temporary host. People eat it and then defecate in local streams. So thanks to poverty and bad sanitation, humans are part of the continuing life cycle of the parasites. Once back in the water, the eggs hatch into free-swimming larvae. These infect the first host, the melanoides snail. After breeding inside the snail, the parasitic worms grow and then infect their next host, the crab. Inside the crab, the parasite is changing again. Now it's ready to be eaten by its next host, the human. Inside humans, the flatworm can grow up to 1 centimetre long in the lung. The fluke forms minute abscesses which can rupture, causing blood loss and debilitating long-term damage. Now the Vietnamese authorities and the World Health Organization are trying to do something about it. Today, doctors from Yên Bai Province's Regional Centre of Parasitology are telling villagers how best to avoid getting the worm.
Village health worker go to the house by house to explain to them how the disease are transmitted and persuade them to change their behavior, do not eat the crab.
But the crab is a very important source of protein for the local diet.
The crab is very delicious for cooking and roasting. But after the talk, we now know the crab causes disease. So now we're going to stop eating it.
It's very easy to say, but much harder to do. Poor sanitation may be easier to tackle. Money from NGOs has started to help the building of latrines for locals to use. This will help cut the spread of the parasite's eggs into the water.
A good latrine is one of the measures to prevent the disease. And now, more and more family they have an idea to build a latrine at their house.
But there's something else that can both prevent and cure paragonimiasis. Praziquantel works against nearly all food-borne trematodes, and at 30 cents a pill, there's nothing else this cheap and effective.
WHO is ready to give enough praziquantel for free treatment of the patient.
16-year-old Bin has taken just 3 praziquantel tablets. His sputum sample reveals that he is now clear. Misdiagnosis of trematodes is common and costs lives. Many doctors already have the drug praziquantel at their disposal, but not all can identify paragonimiasis. Symptoms of this disease, such as coughing up blood and chest pain, are very similar to another killer, tuberculosis. For over a year, Bin was wrongly treated for TB.
This is caused by misdiagnosis as pulmonary tuberculosis.
The scars on Bin's chest show where fluid was removed from his lungs, an unnecessary medical intervention. The misdiagnosis has cost his family dearly.
We are very poor. We sold a buffalo to get some money. We took Ben to the local hospital where he was treated for 2 months. Then he was sent to the National Hospital for Tuberculosis, where he stayed for 1 month.
It took another 12 months before a doctor correctly diagnosed paragonimiasis. Programs to train doctors to diagnose the disease and administer praziquantel are delivering results.
Before praziquantel program, the prevalence of the disease in particular area more than 10%, and now the prevalence is completely reduced, less than 1%. Or now we only find sporadic cases.
Prevention means that people can stay healthy and continue to work the fields to raise their families. Perhaps one day there will be a vaccine, but even without one, the medicine is there to defeat the parasite and improve 40 million lives.
That's all for this edition, but join us again next time on The Pulse.